Skywalker, and now that I've defeated you, I shall rule the galaxy once more. Oh, well hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, just playing with my TIE Fighter that I got in one of my item drop boxes. Pretty neat, huh? And lately I've been in a Star Wars mood. As you all know, next week is the release of the highly anticipated sequel to the Star Wars saga that we all know and love, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. And while on that subject, welcome to my BCG countdown to Star Wars Episode 7. Well, I'll be reviewing all of the theatrically released Star Wars films, minus Star Wars Clone Wars. I just didn't want to add that to the list. I'm just gonna do all the live action theatrical films that are part of the canon from episodes 1 through 6, all the way up to, of course, Episode 7. And I just want to preface this real quick, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I've enjoyed the movies for what they're worth, and since I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars, I can look at these films more critically without being blinded by the biases of a die-hard uber fanboy, as I believe all the films in this franchise have their good merits and have their bad merits. Some are more flawed than others, but they still have something to contribute to this overall great cinematic universe. And since I'm not bound by the loyalty of a Star Wars fanboy, I'm gonna review this series in chronological order, starting with Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Let's go! Now, when The Phantom Menace first came out on VHS a long time ago in a galaxy that we currently live in, I won't deny it, as a kid, I really enjoyed the film. I liked the adventure aspect of it. I enjoyed the traveling, the sword fights, the characters, yes, even Jar Jar to an extent. As a kid, annoying characters never really annoyed me. I just was like, oh, he's funny, he's silly, as most kids would. I just overall enjoyed The Phantom Menace, and it was kind of my introduction to the Star Wars world. And I know a lot of die-hard Star Wars fans, their hearts are exploding right now. This was the movie that introduced you to Star Wars? Yes, The Phantom Menace was the film that introduced me to the world of Star Wars. Sorry I wasn't born in 1980 where I could have saw the original trilogy and become a fan of that. I'm a 90s kid, so of course the film that came out in 1999 would be the first one I saw. Then the fact that I was raised in a family that wasn't particularly a fan of Star Wars to begin with, so they didn't really push it on me as a kid, so there's that. But I'm an adult now. Kind of. And my taste in movies has changed over the years. And so, after rewatching The Phantom Menace, a film that I thoroughly enjoyed as a kid, what did I think about it as an adult? It has not aged very well. I don't remember this film being that boring. I mean, Jesus Christ, if there's one thing that a film that has electric sword-wielding warriors that can use telekinetic powers, robotic armies, space travel, and pod racing in a galaxy far, far away should not be, it's boring. But that's not to say this film has nothing to give us. On the contrary, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace actually adds a lot of new elements to the franchise that helps to expand the Star Wars universe. There were so many great ideas that were presented in The Phantom Menace, like the politics of this galaxy. You learn about the political infrastructure, the inner workings, and the relationships among the other planets in this faraway galaxy to make it feel like it's actually a real place. That right there is solid world building. No, scratch that, galaxy building. It makes things feel more organic, much larger. It feels like it's an actual place rather than something that was made up and written on a piece of paper. And for me, I'm completely fascinated with learning about the different customs, traditions, and rules of other planets. And Star Wars Episode 1 did a really good job at fascinating me. The visual effects in this film have held up tremendously over the years. They look great now as they did when they first premiered back in 1999. The spaceships look amazing, so sleek and smooth. The environments are lush. Space looks grand and epic. The creature designs are all diverse and on point. And the pod racing scene is intense and thrilling throughout. That has held up quite well. It kind of made me want to try pod racing for myself. But you want to know what's the greatest, most epic thing about this film? It's not the visual effects, it's not the lightsaber battles, it's not the story, it's not the characters, hell, it's not even the Jedi. It's John Williams' score. That score is freaking-tastic. You want to know how great that score is? You can listen to that score by itself without having to watch the movie, and it's still great because John Williams is a freaking god when it comes to composing music. Whether it's for film or just to compose music, this guy is incredible. You want some great music for your film? Just hire John Williams because he has no equal. This score does an amazing job at amplifying the tone and atmosphere for a scene. It's incredible. Damn near orgasmic, guys. Hell, the score for the Phantom Menace actually has two of my all-time favorite Star Wars themes in it. The first one I believe is called Duels of Fate, where you have Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan facing against Darth Maul, and then you hear that orchestra and that choir go bop 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 bop. Oh my goodness, that score is as epic as the fight that is happening on screen right now. And the second one, I just call it the victory theme. It's the last score that plays at the end of the film where you have the Gungans and the Naboo people. They're all gathered together and they're doing the whole celebratory metal thing like at the end of the first Star Wars. And you have I love the spirit and the atmosphere that song just captures. It actually feels like, you know, it was a big victory. We won. Yes, we're celebrating. It felt grand. It felt epic. It was just incredible. I love the score of this film, guys. And the last good thing about this film were the Jedis and Sith Lords, all of them. They were the only interesting characters in the entire film, and the only ones you actually gave a damn about by the film's end. Qui-Gon Jinn, played by the badass Liam Neeson, and a young Obi-Wan Kenobi, played excellently by Ewan McGregor. Like, Ewan McGregor does not get enough praise for his portrayal of Obi-Wan Kenobi. He does a respectable job at bringing this character to life and honoring Alec Guinness, who first portrayed Obi-Wan Kenobi years ago. And I actually felt chemistry between Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. They actually felt like they worked as a team, and when they're facing off against Darth Maul, they are working in sync with each other. It was really cool to see. And then talking about Darth Maul, holy crap. This was the first Sith Lord I ever saw, and he scared the living shit out of me as a kid. I mean, dude, the red and black paint on his face, the horns on his head, his dual lightsaber, holy crap. This guy is evil incarnate. And that three-way lightsaber duel, just beautiful. Fast-paced, energetic, they're just flipping around, clashing swords constantly. It is way more intense and way more engaging than any of the sword fights in the original trilogy. Don't deny it. Do not deny it. So it seems like the Black Critic Guy is overly positive with the Phantom Menace so far. I guess he must have really enjoyed it. He must have really liked this film. Might consider it one of his favorite Star Wars films in the franchise, right? Wrong. Bite your tongue there, good sir or madam. All I was doing was addressing some of the good factors in the film that I feel like a lot of people tend to ignore or not even acknowledge because of the overall lacklusterness of the Phantom Menace. That's all I was doing. But all those elements are rather minuscule to the factors that make a great film, which is story and character, in my opinion. And this is where the film falls apart. The biggest issue with this film, and no, it's not who you're thinking. I'm not that cliche or even shallow to base all the film's problems on one individual. No, this problem is way worse and much bigger. And that's the film's execution. It was piss poor. And that's putting it lightly. Sure, the film had many great ideas and elements to it, but they just were never fleshed out enough for us to give a damn. I was never invested into anything that was happening in this film. From the story, to its characters, to the political debates, nothing in this film ever really intrigued me or pulled me into the story. And it all falls on George Lucas and his creative team's inability to execute these great ideas that they had properly. just terrible execution. The film's story is painfully dull. You're gonna be sitting through this film trying to find something, anything to be invested in with this story, but there's no investment to be had because there's no weight to anything that happens in this film. Nothing. The characters besides Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are freaking one-dimensional, and the performances by most of the actors are lifeless. They put no emotion in their performances. Hell, cardboard cutouts have more emotion than some of these characters. Like, you never care about their struggles. You never care about what happens to them. A majority of them could have died at the beginning of the film, wouldn't have made a difference by the end. Queen Amidala could have been a great, fleshed out, and interesting character. Hell, they were building her up to be this really strong-willed character that would stand her ground, won't take shit from nobody, and would be willing to sacrifice her life for the lives of her people, her country, and her planet. But instead, what we got was a really stoic, paper-thin, bland character that sounds like a goddamn robot. Like, whenever she would say a line, whether she was in makeup or not, she would always be like, "I will not condone a course of action that would lead us to war. I really care about my people, as you can tell. I'm worried about their safekeeping." Does that sound like a character full of sympathy, full of compassion? No. It sounds like a robot that was programmed to say that to make people believe that they actually give a damn about everybody. In fact, if the Queen turned out to be an actual robot from the Trade Federation, I wouldn't have known the difference. They both act the same. They both talk the same. And honestly, I would not be surprised whatsoever. Hell, she'll walk into battle and the robots are gonna be like, "Mommy, there you are." "Oh, I'm actually not their mother. I am Queen Amidala. I am a caring individual." Ha! I knew it all along. Queen Amidala is a fake. Where's my lightsaber? Next is the chosen one himself, Anakin Skywalker. The kid has no personality. None whatsoever. He's not charming, he's not likable. All he is twerp of the century. Like, this kid just annoyed the crap out of me. And I know, kid actors aren't all great, but I mean, come on. This is supposed to be the person that is portraying one of the most iconic characters, the most pivotal character in all of Star Wars. And this is the person you chose? Like, this kid has no charisma. He's not likable. Not to mention the film builds up this kid to be something great and something grand. And he will turn out to be something great and grand later on, but just by looking at him, I don't see greatness in this kid. I see nothing. I don't know what Qui-Gon was smoking or what he was drinking in Tatooine to make him think, "Oh yes, this kid, I think he's the chosen one because he has blonde hair." Talk about underwhelming. This is supposed to be the kid that's gonna bring balance to the Force. They could have done a better job at making this character seem something greater. And that goes back to the poor execution of this film. If he's supposed to be such a great character, why not show it? Show it! And then there's Jar Jar Binks. Why? How? What? And who ever thought that this was going to be a great character? George, what were you thinking? What was going through your mind when you created Jar Jar Binks? What, did you think you were gonna strike gold again like you did with the Ewoks? You got lucky with the Ewoks. And at least the Ewoks are these cute, tiny little teddy bear-like creatures, you could sell those. They're cute, they're adorable. Hell, I want one. Jar Jar Binks is a disgusting looking reptilian creature that is far beyond the concept of annoying. He goes above that. You need to create a new word to describe how painful this character is. At the very least, you could have made him endearing or likable, but he's none of that. He's a pain in the ass. That's all he ever is in this film. And you want to know the kicker, guys? I don't blame the actor for the performance he gave as Jar Jar Binks. In fact, if anything, I salute him. It's hard getting work as an actor. You know, you go through a lot of processes and, you know, competition, and he was able to land a role of a lifetime in Star Wars. This would have been considered a role of a lifetime back then. So I salute him for his hard work and determination for getting the role. Who I truly blamed is the direction that he was given for this performance. And you know who I'm looking at? I'm looking at you, George. You are the one at fault here. You made the character and you told the actor to portray him in that way. Or maybe the actor chose to do it that way, so you gotta jump in and say, no, let's not make him that annoying. Let's make him a little bit more endearing. Give him some direction. That's your fucking job, George. That's your job. You should have just reeled him in if he was being too over the top. But no, you're like, go at it, do it. Nah, it's fine. This is gold. We're gonna sell this. It's gonna be beautiful. Everybody's gonna love this character. Cut! Well, the backlash certainly blew up in your face, now didn't it, George? And now, when anybody thinks about the Phantom Menace, they don't think about some of the elements in the film that were actually pretty good and helped to expand the Star Wars universe, or even think about some of the legitimate complaints about the film that makes it terrible. No. The only thing they ever think about and the only thing they associate with the Phantom Menace is Jar Jar fucking Binks! And the last problem I found with the film was its climax. It's cluttered as shit. There's way too much going on screen that it's hard to really focus on what is the most important element of this final showdown. What is going on? Some of these things just didn't need the focus or attention that it was given. The duel with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan against Darth Maul, that needs attention. You need to see how that turns out. That's awesome to watch. Queen Amidala's insurrection to take down the Viceroy, you need to see that. That's important. Anakin accidentally getting into a spaceship, flying around and destroying this one enemy spaceship. No, you honestly did not need to see that. Not need to see that at all. And it doesn't even prove how great Anakin is. He got lucky. He got lucky, not because he's the chosen one. He just got lucky. He was in the right place at the right time. He pressed the right buttons and he hit the right thing. That's it. The battle with the Gungans, I mean, it's not intense. It's painfully hilarious, but not in like, oh, it's comic relief or having fun. No, it's just like, why are we even seeing this now? Jar Jar just fucking around on the battlefield, just being Jar Jar, you know. If there was ever a moment Jar Jar either needed to be killed or be serious, this was the time. You missed this opportunity, guys. Way to fucking go. Overall, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, had the potential to be a great addition to the Star Wars franchise and a great standalone film. But because of its piss poor execution, the film just turned out to be a lackluster and forgettable experience. And that's why I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 stars. It's an easily forgettable film. But as always, what did you guys think of this film? Was there anybody out there that legitimately liked this film, enjoyed it, and would consider it their favorite installment in the Star Wars franchise? Or were you like most people and found it incredibly disappointing, incredibly lackluster, and just a piss poor start to the prequel trilogy? And let me know, who's the second most annoying character in the Star Wars franchise? Because I already know who you're all gonna say is the most annoying character in the Star Wars franchise. I mean, no one even comes close. Comment below and let me know. And I want to take this time to personally thank 2 awesome people. First off, Feanor X, I hope that's how you pronounce his name. He's the guy that composed the music at the beginning of this video. He did that and he did amazingly. Please go check out his channel. The original video will be linked in the description. Please go check him out. Let him know Black Critic Guy sent you, and you know, he's awesome. I asked him if I could use his music in my video and he's just like, yeah, sure, I would love if you did. So show him some love, go check out his channel. And then I want to thank my friend Chris Robertson, who lent me all of the Star Wars movies out of the kindness of his heart. I would not be able to review all the Star Wars movies if it had not been for him. So Chris, if you're watching, Thank you, buddy. More Star Wars reviews are to come. They'll be coming out every single day leading up to, of course, Star Wars Episode 7. But on Tuesday, there will not be one, as that will be reserved for an anime review I'm doing. So until then, guys, if you'd like to see more videos on this channel and be a part of the Black Critic crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. And I'm Tony Wally II, the best Jedi known as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, may the Force be with you, and peace, YouTube!